Hey, happy Friday. Good morning, everybody. Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach. It is a beautiful and glorious, sunny, no-call Friday. I'm really excited about that. Had a phenomenal week with my clients, members of the Dream Business Mastermind. We've had just a lot of people that were in expansion mode this week, and I'm going to post about it a little later on, but three or four of my clients are doing some really big things. Good morning. Oh, the sun's so bright. It's Lindsay Anderson and Dawn. How you doing, Lindsay? Lindsay Anderson, Lindsay with an I and Lindsay with a Y, have the greatest show called Marketing in Merlot, and it's on 9 o'clock. And last night we had company on the boat, and so I wasn't my usual falling asleep at 9 o'clock. And so I was sitting there saying, "Oh my God, it's Marketing in Merlot," and I put it on at 9 o'clock, and it wasn't there. And then I go to Lindsay's page, and it wasn't there, and I had to start a little late because Lindsay with an I had some kid issues, but it was a great show, as usual, Lindsay. As you did last night, so I'll give you plugs. It's the second best show next to this one. Just kidding you. But, last night was really special. One of the things that Stephanie and I are really enjoying about the boat is, first of all, we're getting to see so many different places and meet so many different people that we normally obviously wouldn't get to meet in our little home and in our little neighborhood. We made a lot of friends along the way, fellow boaters, liveaboards, people like that. But in a couple different places. It happened in Maryland, it happened one other place, and it happened last night where somebody reached out that's been following me and connected with me for a long time on social media and wanted to come to our boat, and we got that arranged last night. And Jim Vaughn, or he calls himself Jimmy, kind of like me with my own family, Jimmy. So Jimmy Vaughn, which strikes me that son. Hey, good morning, Tim. So Jimmy Vaughn, which, by the way, that sounds familiar. Oh, Jimmy Vaughn, the great blues man, brother of Stevie Ray Vaughan. I just put that together. So Jim Vaughn is a lifelong student of excellence, and he has followed many of the greats, continuing to this day. He puts out a newsletter every morning called the IQ Morning Report, and I must admit, I saw the first one this morning, and man, where have I been? So he puts it out every single day. There's different videos, and he basically finds the best of the best, and this is a very good way, as he says, to start your morning. If you want to achieve more things in business and life, you should check it out, iqmorningreport.com. I'll put a link below. But so I checked it out this morning, and he was very gracious and featured moi, which was nice. He found a video interview that I did with Chevelle John, I think it was, and showed that. So thank you, Jim. But it was really nice to meet you. And if I can leave you with one message to think about today, and as you go through the weekend, you cannot be in expansion mode when you're in contraction mode. And so people that want to achieve more and grow and expand, you can't do it with a mindset of, how do I control my expenses? How do I shrink this? How do I do less here, less there, less there? In other words, maybe there's an event you want to attend or a course you want to buy, but I can't do that. Maybe if we don't go out to dinner for 2 months, or maybe if we do without this and without that. First of all, that's not a good strategy, because again, that your mind is in contraction mode, and the only way to expand is this. If this is something good for the business, then it's not, I can't afford it, but it's what has to happen for me to be able to afford it. And if you're in contraction mode, your natural inclination. Hey, Don, thank you. Brad Zollis, how you doing, buddy? I just gave you a shout out on Facebook. I've known Brad an awful long time. He's spoken on my stage at Dream Business Academy. Brad is really a totally gifted speaker. Remind me where I was, Brad, because my mind's a little sleepy today. But Brad is a guy who can get up there and entertain, but teach you something. He totally gets how to connect with the audience, give them information, entertain them, make it a complete experience, so that when you're done, you're like, wow, that was fun, but you also learned something. And I brought him in to teach the folks at Dream Business Academy in San Diego how to do that. So Brad is also good friends with Jimmy Vaughn. And so Brad reached out, and Jim had reached out earlier, and I do get some folks reaching out, and I probably could have people to the boat more often than would be practical. But Brad reached out and said, "Oh, Jim, you're going to really connect with Jim Vaughn." So Brad is one of the reasons that happened last night. So thank you, sir. So anyway, if your mind is in contraction mode that says, "Well, I do need this course, but I'm gonna if in 6 months if I can just do without this, and I put just keep throwing all my change in the jar," dude, do this. That is no way to grow a business. You have to expand. Boy, that sun is nasty. Phil Brakefield, good morning, sir. And so what has to happen? When I made a commitment, when cash flow said no, 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 and I wanted to join my first mastermind back in 2007 or 2008, it wasn't, my cash flow said no, accountant said no, I said yes. And I said, if I can add X number of dollars of revenue within 3 months, I should be able to then start, affording the $400 a month fee. And I did that. And I remember I was a sponge. I wanted to learn. I certainly had the drive, work ethic, ambition, and all that. And I ended up chatting with some smart folks who gave me an idea, and I worked like heck, made that happen. I started bringing another $1,200 a month, which more than paid for the mastermind. But I had to pony up the money first. That's expansion mindset. So many people don't get this, and it's like, sometimes I'll be chatting with folks, and they're, "Well, I can't do that now. I don't want to borrow." I said, "Would you pay cash for your house?" "No." "Obviously, we took a loan, but that's a house." I said, "Yeah, it's an asset, isn't it?" "Yes, it is." "Well, if you don't look at your business like an asset, something that you should invest in and could invest in, then it's just a job." Anyway, won't go there. But that's the lesson, man. Think about that. If you want to expand, if you want to grow, you have to be in an expansion mindset, saying, if this is going to help me expand, it's not that I can't afford it. It's like I can't afford it yet, but what has to happen for me to afford it? Either I find the money, borrow the money, or I just got to grow a little bit more, and then all that money that's coming goes right to that. That's how you grow. You keep reinvesting, investing and reinvesting in one of the best assets you will ever own, which is your small business. So appreciate if you keep a good thought for Blue. Blue is, good morning, John. And yeah, we just made an appointment for Blue at the kennel. He's really having a hard time breathing. He's not eating, which is not, God, Blue will eat anything in front of him. So there's something wrong. I hope it's just something that, a shot or a pill will fix. Because, you could walk out of a vet $2,000 lighter in the wallet. Not that I don't love Blue, but anyway, I won't go there. But please keep a happy thought for Blue. We're going to see if somebody on the dock will lend us their car, and we'll take him to the vet this afternoon. So that is it. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Go check out Jimmy Vaughn's newsletter called IQ Morning Report. I'll put a link right below when I finish. And next Thursday for Free Training Thursday. I don't know when and I don't know what, but it will happen Thursday because I'm going to be traveling. So I will either step outside the conference I'm at, or I'll meet somebody, but I'll try and give a little bit of warning, but it'll happen. So more than likely some people will catch it on the replay, but Free Training Thursday will happen next week. I just don't know when, and I don't know who I will interview. So that is it. Who's six right there? Prayers. Oh, thank you, Tim. I really appreciate that. We love Blue. Blue is such a good boy. Blue, when we rescued Blue, his former owners, he had a very good life from age 1 to 7, and then his owners died, and the children of the grown children of the owner didn't want him, and they chained him up in the backyard for 2 years. He was on a chain in the backyard. I mean, they fed him, but he lived on a chain. And then a neighbor said, "Hey, can we take Blue? We know a rescue agency." And is that Bob Palmer's on the video? How you doing, Bob? Good to see you, brother. And so they said, yeah. So this neighbor took him to this Angels of Mercy dog rescue place, and Stephanie and I went out there after we lost Toby, and we were looking for another beagle. And the beagle they had issues with men. Not going to work because that dog would be home with me all day. And they said, "But how about Blue here?" And we went looking from a 30-pound beagle up to a 78-pound big 9-year-old black lab. And they said, "Listen, folks, we're going to have to tug on your heartstrings. He's big, he's old, he's going to be very hard to place." And Stephanie and I, we prayed about it, and we said, this dog deserves a good home. So Blue, who spent 2 years of his life chained in a backyard, now gets to live aboard the floating home. So that's cool. But anyway, that's our dog Blue. Hopefully we'll find out it's kennel cough or something. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I am Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach. I'm going to have a really, really nice, fun weekend here. Maybe we can take Steph and find her a place to find her a place to get on her paddleboard that doesn't have alligators or crocodiles. But I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. And think about this. If you are in contraction mode, you're not going to grow. You have to go in expansion mode, and that means risk. It means investing, doing it, putting it forward, making it happen, paying yourself back on the back end. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.